Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Conarium, blind. Now, last time I recovered with much difficulty a lever for this elevator, so I have a choice of going up or down, cavern entrance or tower. I guess I will go to the tower first. Just because, generally speaking, it seems like a less occultly significant location. Now, obviously, the caverns is, I suppose, where the main relics of the, of the whatever elder ones or whatever are. But I guess this looks vaguely. Yeah, there are like reliefs and stuff. So this is already. I thought it was a man-made tower, some kind of an observation tower, perhaps. But this is already part of the city of the thingamajigs. Apparently. He doesn't really like looking at those reliefs. Not that I can discern much from them, to be entirely honest.
Hey, this is amazing. Most of the ground level structures have been crumbled and rounded from untold eons of savage storms, and thus weathered into shapeless ruins. However, both the ground level and the cavern systems below are clearly displayed in these bas-reliefs. The most striking features depicted in this grand panorama, I believe, are the tall, occasional towering spires, which somehow resemble a lighthouse. They all seem like focusing a light beam towards a colossal structure in the center. Could there be some sort of religious meaning behind this? Or simply something that has a more practical use? I'm not sure.
Was that some kind of a vision of the past? Dr. Faust's remarks. Where is that? Okay, so it just repeats what I've just heard. And indeed, there is some kind of focusing going on, with like different beams being joined into one. But I don't quite know what the significance of that is at the moment. And I guess now I have a better look. Because before I only saw this level, which doesn't really tell me that much, but you have some kind of a, beacon structure on this side, and here you have like a pyramid with some kind of a symbol. As well as some smaller buildings. Okay, let's continue onwards. Some kind of a bowl-like structure. Oh, maybe this is one of the towers that focuses a beam of light, because you can see there's light being sort of projected into the distance.
So this is the strong light that can be seen from ground level.
Indeed, it seems so. But can I do anything with it?
So this is the strong light that can be seen from ground level.
I cannot approach the edge. Which is perhaps wise, after all. There's quite a strong wind blowing, so falling down would probably be a high probability. But what can I even do in here? Can I do anything? Doesn't really look like it. Which, I'm not going to lie, is a bit annoying, because it seems the game only allowed me to go in here to then be able to do nothing, which is kind of pointless. Like, if there's nothing to do currently, then why didn't it just force me to go to the other direction first and gather some necessary items or whatever? Because I don't think there are no items to gather here. I can't really interact with this relief or anything, so... Oh. Okay, this is some kind of a crank. Found an ornamental metallic object. So maybe the crank can be used to turn this. Like if I attach it somewhere? Yeah, metallic object. Judging by the shape, it could be used as a key, a handle, or a lever of some sorts. So maybe I can change the direction of the beam by attaching it somewhere over here. But it doesn't look like I can either way. But in either case, it's probably wise that I picked it up, because it's obviously used for something eventually, even if it's on the other level. Well, let's visit it. Maybe I'm overlooking something here, but... Okay, this is the sort of ground level, so let's go down this time. Into the caverns and see what kind of secrets they hold. It's a similar structure to the one upstairs, or perhaps even exactly the same. Okay, this is a hatchet. There is some strange vegetation filling most of the hallways. As amazing as it is deadly, there is a hidden world right beneath the Upuaut base, and even though I was prepared to find such a place, it was way different than imagining alone. We tried to cut our way through the plant, but the plant reacted with a highly poisonous gas, seemingly coming from its glowing buds. I issued a warning to stop anyone from going near one of those plants they came across in any of the caverns. I also noticed a strange phenomenon after I spent some time examining a sample from the plant. It occurred to me that individual veins grow and shrink in length on demand. It also seems as though it can move, even though there are no air currents, and this movement seems too regular to be caused by natural factors. This might sound strange, but I have the notion that it is conscious. At least it's on some level.
Hey! Anyone here?
That's an interesting...
Dr. James? Dr. Morgan? Anybody?
That's an interesting kind of brazier.
Where are they, for God's sake?
It has almost like a skull design, which is obviously interesting because those elder ones, they those Lovecraftian races they predate humanity. Like all those cities, those monolithic cities that they built, they existed already when humanity in its current form didn't. So I wonder, you know, where did they even get the shape of a skull from? Because most of them have thoroughly inhuman heads. Like they have, even though they are sometimes humanoid in shape, even though technically speaking, I guess we could say that in this universe it's humans that are I don't know, old one enoic or whatever in shape, but even though, you know, those Lovecraftian creatures are often humanoid in vague shape, they don't really have human facial features most of the time. Okay, so this has been added here, and I can turn this. Question is, what does it actually do? Well, I know that it turns, but what I was trying to ask is, you know, what am I trying to accomplish with it? Like, am I trying to shine it at something in particular? And if so, at what? Well, I guess let's, you know, move it around all the way through. Ah, those plants are like photophobic or something. They retreat from the light, which is interesting as far as plants go, because most of regular real life plants are exactly the exact opposite. Like they need sunlight to survive, right? To photosynthesize. So they would be specifically actually, let me go back to the point of plants being conscious, because I don't know about consciousness, but there is currently research being done on plants, like sort of communicating with each other regarding, for example, the best position to take to sort of get the most sunlight or whatever, or presumably to avoid things as well. Obviously, it's not a communication in the sense that we understand. It's not like they are actually talking to each other. It's more like they are sending signals to each other that are then interpreted by the other plants, and they act accordingly. And obviously, most plants, for example, you can observe that with sunflowers, right? They turn to face the sun. So it's a complete opposite reaction to this plant. Okay, more skulls. Well, at least skull-like shapes. And this looks like some kind of an egg, but I guess it's more of a plant, actually. And some moths or butterflies. Although this does look like an egg. Maybe those are eggs. Okay, this looks like an altar of some sorts. And it also looks like it has been freshly used. Like this looks like pretty fresh blood, which, if you ask me, is probably not a great sign. Especially when you combine that with the fact that everyone seemingly has gone missing. There are multiple ones everywhere around. Oh, that's the Elder Sign. The Elder Sign is a very famous shape in the Lovecraftian mythos, because the Elder Sign repels the Old Ones, the Great Old Ones and their servants, because in the Lovecraftian sort of mythology, there are different groups of creatures that are antagonistic towards each other. And for example, the Great Old Ones, you know, Cthulhu is the most well-known of the Great Old Ones, although he is by no means their leader or anything like that. He's just the most well-known, I guess. But the Great Old Ones are in conflict with the Elder Gods, and the Elder Gods, the Elder Sign is associated with the Elder Gods. Now, it doesn't mean... Was that because I looked at it for too long? Like, why was that triggered?
What was that I've just seen?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen anything, to be honest. But the Elder Gods are by no means friends of humanity. The fact that they are in conflict with the Great Old Ones doesn't mean they particularly like or support humans. Although you have to... They don't hate them either. Humans are just below notice for most of those Lovecraftian entities. We are insignificant to them because obviously they measure their lifespans in like millennia, or even like they actually are older than Earth. Like most of them, they have been in this universe since the conception of the universe itself. So for them, humanity is like a speck of dust on the winds of time. And you know, it is exemplified by the fact that, as I said, most of those structures that they left behind, they actually predate humanity as a species. That's where I came from, right? I thought this was a person looking from far away. Okay, so I guess there is nothing else here. Well, there is some kind of a huge figure. It looks like a bird, like a human with a bird's head. And I can sit in its lap, apparently, which I probably shouldn't. But it's also probably used for something at some point. Okay. Well, let's check this passage because it's the only one that's currently open to me. Are those like bolts? Or what even is that? I found 5 pieces of stone with different glyphs on them. Okay. So I guess they were more like pins or something. Well, let's continue this way.
If I am not mistaken, this relief depicts that the overgrown floor we came across at the various points in the cavern can be cleared away with an iridescent device, a tool or a talisman. Curiously, we still haven't been able to find the roots of those plants. They seem to seep out of these caverns by passing through crevices which look as if intentionally made for them. What other secrets might these silent halls conceal from us?
Okay, so there are some lizard people depicted on here. Led by some kind of a priest or something. Okay, let's check the other side. Oh, I can't. I can't cross the water. At least not in this place.
My team will continue exploration through this gateway. Other expedition parties can commence when ready.
So someone once went through here, but by now it seems collapsed and all that. Unless I'm supposed to take from that they never got to it. But it seems to me all those things in those visions have already happened. This is again the elder sign. On a giant boulder of some kind. And there's a pressure plate. 5 pieces of stone with different glyphs on them. But it doesn't look like you can stick any of them in here. Well, let me continue for now.
Looks like something's missing here. I need something that can fit.
Ah. Okay, so there are 5 symbols here. Because obviously the elder sign is basically a pentagram in shape. But it doesn't have any symbols on the edges here. So how am I supposed to figure out which one to put where? When I step on it, it doesn't seem to highlight any part of it. Is this going to maybe highlight if I do any of them correctly? Actually, the easiest way to find out is to take one of them and just keep switching. Okay, I guess the answer is no. Maybe there are symbols here?
I need to figure out what is needed.
No symbols here either, on the edges of it. But obviously the pressure plate must be important, right? Is this one of the... symbols here? It's difficult to tell because they are pretty small. And a note. What intense discoveries we've made in a short period of time. Even Professor William Dyer's shocking revelations were not enough to prepare us for this. Foreseeing is really believing. But those discoveries have also caused an uproar among the crew members, whose assumptions indicate that the fate of this expedition will end in ruin. Some serious mental disorders are the prime focus right now. As a temporary solution, we have prohibited this area to the rest of the members, for it seems most of us are not ready to comprehend such a thing. After surveying the flooded holds ahead of our basic diving equipment, it was concluded that it would be better to divide the exploration team to 2 or more to carry out the exploration more effectively. According to the latest plan, we will send 1 or 2 teams with submarines to see if a route exists for us to continue into the depths of the submerged tunnels, and the rest will explore on land. Okay, that didn't really help me.
This stonework seems weak.
Oh, maybe I can equip. Okay, I am doing something. Although, let me tell you, if you were to crack stones with an axe, I would suggest you would actually turn it around and use the blunt side as a hammer, basically. Because doing it this way, not only do I think it's actually worse in terms of focusing the power of the strike, but also, well, obviously it is better if you were striking wood, you know, or flesh. An axe is designed to be used for its blade, but when used against stone specifically, I think it would work better if you did it the other way around, especially because if you struck stone with the blade, you would only end up majorly, what's the word? Dulling it? Dulling? What's the correct version of that verb? Dulling, I think. Yeah, found a secret. Well, is it a useful secret? Well, it's some kind of an old one, Fabergé. Read the description. A metallic flower-like object with a pine cone-shaped design at its center. A pine cone is often used as a symbol for the third eye and pineal gland. Okay, and some kind of a Cthulhu walrus. Okay, but that doesn't actually help me proceed, though. Like, I'm glad that I found it, don't get me wrong. Even though found it is probably a bad word to use, because it's pretty obvious what with the... no, it's pretty much like a door frame. But that doesn't actually help me as far as progressing is concerned, because I still don't know how to arrange those elder sign symbols. Yeah, there's seemingly no
I
indication
need something that can fit.
of whether a particular one is right or wrong, which suggests I simply must place them all correctly, but obviously I have no idea. Wait, let me take a look at this. No, it's orientated the same way, with the two arms in the lower position and one up. So this doesn't actually tell me anything. To be honest, I'm not even sure if this is one of the symbols. Let's actually check that. I don't think it is, in all honesty. Although, wait, maybe this is this one. No, it isn't, cause this one should have like a triangle on one side, and then a line underneath. I don't think this is even any of those. Let me take a look at the books I've gathered so far. I had some books of drawings, so maybe you can find some clues. Yeah, this one. The bones. Yeah, this doesn't offer any useful advice either. Yeah, that's a difference. That's where we started. What is that? I assume I'm supposed to be small, right? Before you proceed. Okay, like, see some just like anyway. Yeah, I'm on side. Okay, it's like approach. Okay, that's. I cannot go into the water. Oh, wait, I can. There's literally like an archway again. I just didn't see that. Okay, this looks like a tomb, like a sarcophagus. Okay, I probably shouldn't be opening that. Huh, is it another one of the expedition? Okay, this looks like a crank again. Looks like a handle. Okay, but it's pretty weird that the protagonist does not comment on one of the researchers being found in this ancient sarcophagus, and also it's pretty weird that I'm currently stuck. Well, I guess it isn't as much weird as it is kind of annoying. Like, I cannot move. Oh. Is this like a proximity alarm to other members of the crew? Because you can hear it beeping, and I don't think it did so before. But regardless, I'm actually stuck here. Okay, that was weird, because I didn't notice that creature before. Like, I was standing around, like, in one place for like a solid minute, and I didn't think anything was happening, but maybe it was. Maybe that flying creature was actually closing in, and I just didn't notice it.
The same set of symbols we've seen in strangely carved niches all around here matches with what is written in the oldest parchment. I believe uncertainly that they represent a destination towards somewhere significant.
Oh, I've copied down the glyphs. Okay, that's actually very nice of the game to do that. I presume they are in my journal. That's very nice of the game to do that, because I was about to say I'm not going to remember all of them. Like, I barely remember how they look like, not to mention how they relate to each other in position. So I was about to go up and stand up and go and get a piece of paper to write my own note, but I guess the game is going to spare me that. Are there crew members in all of these sarcophagus? This sarcophagi, I guess, is the proper plural. Because obviously sarcophagus is... actually, is it Latin? I'm pretty sure it is, but judging by the build of the word alone and how it declines, but obviously the concept of a sarcophagus, like, it makes me wonder, for example, what's the Egyptian name for a sarcophagus? I'm actually going to look it up, and I'm going to post relevant links in the description, because I'm right now kind of interested in that. Can I do anything with the body? No. Okay, there's something here. Question is, can I do anything with that? An ornamental metallic object with the Elder sign. A sign used for protection from powerful entities, carved on one of its faces. Now the question is, how does the protagonist even know that it's an Elder sign? I don't think I came across any notes or papers that would signify that. So overall, pretty weird. Wait, 4 on this side? 3. Interesting. You'd think the design would be symmetrical, but apparently it's not. Okay, let's go and figure out this. So, the thingamajig with the sun is over here. And then this is like the squiggly lines with the dots right here. And then it's this right here. This is the dots with like the parallel lines right here, and this is here, right? Or no? Ah, this is the crank. What happened?
It's stuck.
Well, it's stuck, which presumably is actually a good sign. Now, what is probably not a good idea is opening a locked passage protected by the Elder Sign. because I have a feeling it was locked for a reason, and there is an Elder Sign on the face of it for a reason as well. But regardless, I feel like this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to end it here. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.